You have access to the recording. All right. So welcome everyone. I welcome you to Expert Q&A. So what I will do today, I will quickly run through the stock screeners. Someone asked a question about the stock screener. So let me just quickly put us through how to use it, because it's also very important that we know how to use this tool. It will help us to know if the price of a particular stock is actually uh, valued at what it is. Because at the end of the day, the major reason for investing. In fact, yes, we can have some capital gain here and there within a short time, but anytime we are approaching the stock market, we are approaching it with the mindset of a long term. It's actually for long term play. Although we make money in short term too, but the idea is actually for long term. And if you are looking at a long term perspective, then you need to know what return that you should expect in that particular stock. That's why we need to know, is the company paying dividend, and how much is their dividend compared to their price. So you need to know what's the size of the company, what is their earnings, and so a lot of things that we need to find out about the company. So today I'll just quickly run through the stock screener, and I will also show us maybe from the Google Sheet that we track. I'll tell you one or two things that I'm also looking at there, so that whenever you are also looking at it, you will you will have that kind of mindset when you are looking at it also. All right. So the way the stock screener works, let me close this one. So on your trading view, when you come to your trading view, before the stock screener used to be under here. If you watch my previous video, you notice that I used to load the stock screener here, but this recent update has removed the stock screener from this lower part of the screen. It has moved it to this side, this left side. So this side is where you will see the stock screener. Let me bring it and be able to. So the stock screener is here. This round button here, this thing. So that's the stock screener. So when you go there, so what you will do is you just click on it. So you now need to set filters. So how do we set filter? When you come here, what you will normally see, let me show you what you will see. You will see this thing in entire world. You see it in entire world. So when you come to this place, your home will show a entire world when you come here. So you need to now change this from here, this place, change it to Nigeria, because you actually won't need Nigerian stocks. So Nigeria, and if you are interested in other exchange too, you can check them here. Nigeria. So when you say Nigeria, when I click on Nigeria, so it will bring out the Nigerian stocks. So the number of stock we have here is 142. That's why you are seeing it here. The price, the percentage change for that day, the volume, the relative volume. So this relative volume is different from the relative volume that I track on the Google Sheet. Here, the volume with respect to the moving average volume. How do I explain it? If you look at the average volume for that particular stock, let's say it's Boa Food now. The average volume is, let's say the average volume is 20 million. So then the volume for that day, let's say the volume for that day is now 10 million. So the relative volume will be 10 million, the volume for that day divided by the average volume for that stock. So that is what we are saying here. I think they normally use 30 days here. They use 30 days for their relative volume. Yes, you will see that. Okay, you can see their average volume. Yes, they use 30 days. So from here, you see that it's 30 days that they're actually tracking. So their own is the volume for that day divided by 30 days average volume. So whatever you get is here. So anytime you see this value, 1, it means that today's volume is equals to what? The average volume. So when it's greater than 1, anytime the relative volume is greater than 1, that means the volume for that day is above the average volume. That's how simple it is. But in my own case, on the Google Sheet, what I track, because I don't have access to the past history of those particular stocks, I don't have past history of the volume. So the relative volume that I'm tracking is I will check the total volume for that day. What is the average total volume for that day? If the number of stocks for the that we are tracking is 147, I think it should be 145 or one. All right, let's say 147. So the total volume for that day, I will say, let's say the total volume was 200 million. So 200 million divided by this, that is the average volume that I'm using. 200 million divided by the number of stocks that is listed. That is the average volume. Then I will now say, okay, what is the volume for today divided by the average market volume, which is this. That is what I'm tracking on the Excel sheet. So it depends. It doesn't really matter. Just to know, okay, how is this stock doing compared to its past performance? But when I'm looking at it on the Google Sheet, I'm looking at how is this stock doing compared to other stocks. I hope that is clear. So that is that about that. Then market capitalization, how big is the company? This is 14 trillion company. This and you can actually sort it. If I want to know the biggest company in this on this exchange, I think it should be, yes, Wafood, followed by MTN. So Wafood is 14 trillion, MTN. So that's how it goes. Then what is their price per earnings? So price per earnings, how much are they making as earnings? So this is PE ratio. Current price divided by earnings, 30. Meaning if you invest in this stock, if you pay this amount, you are paying this price, it will take you 30 years for them to make back this amount. That's what it means. For them to make it back as earnings, for this company to make it. So the lower the PE, the better for the company. So let me see. I think the banking sectors, they usually have lower PE. Let me see. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, Access Bank, 1.6, 1.7, 2 years. So that is that for the PE. Then so on, so on. So let me not waste time on that. So, but what I want us to stay more on is maybe the dividend yield. So what is the dividend yield? So how much is it that the company is paying you for the price you are paying? Let's say if they pay you 15%, if the stock is 100 naira, that means they will, at the end of the year, they would have given you 15 naira. So if you now want to see how long will it take you to make back your money as earnings, so you now divide it by that 100. The number you get is the number of years they will take to give you back that earnings. That's if they keep maintaining it. So, but currently, what do we see? Dividend yield. No stock came out for 15%. So let's now take it down between 10 and 15. So between 10 and 15, only Fidelity fall in that stock, in that category. So if I buy Fidelity at 20 naira now, by the time I wait for their earnings, they are going to give me for the dividend, they are going to pay me between 10% and 15%. There's a place I can check it. I will still show you where you can check the value here, but don't let's waste too much time there. So let me now bring it down again between 6 and 10%. You see how many stock? One, two, three, four, five. Why is it so? Because we are in a bullish market. By the time we enter a bearish market, you see many stock will fall into this place. That's when you will now be looking for good stock to invest for a long time, because the price will now justify the earnings. By that time, price will justify earnings. But for now, price doesn't justify earnings. So instead of doing this, if you do mutual fund, if mutual fund is giving you like 18 or 19 or 20%, is it not better than putting your money here and they are not giving you more than 6%? They now see that it's not worth it. So every time we want to invest, we want to look at opportunity cost. What if I invest in another asset? Even savings now, normal savings, I think should be like 11 or 12%. So if I do savings and in the year they give me 11 or 12%, it's not better. Put your money there, and at the end of the year, they'll give you your 12% instead of putting your money at this rate, and at the end of the year, they give you 6%. You now see. So then another thing that you now look at is inflation. So if inflation is currently at, what's inflation now? I can't even remember the figure now. I know the figure should be now below 20 now, maybe below 20%. So if you now invest something that is giving you 6%, and inflation is taking, let's say inflation is taking 20%. Are you in profit or loss? So it's not time for thinking long term now in the market. By my own understanding, it's not for long term. So most of these stocks, they are way, way overpriced. So we need to wait until maybe market will correct. Okay, when it corrects, we see many stock will populate here. Many stock will populate here. So how do I know the dividend? So just come here and check the filter again. On this filter, we have sector filter, we have revenue, we have PEG filter, return on assets, return on equity, earnings date, upcoming earnings, and so on. Let me show you where we see dividend, dividend, dividend. Dividend should be here. If it's not here, come here. Then you will see dividends. So based on their dividend, so if they give me dividend, so this is the dividend yield. This is 7%. This is what? 7%, 8%, 9%. You understand? So let me select 15% and see what is okay. No one fall into 15%. Here you will see that we have 10% yield on what? On Fidelity. So it's Fidelity that is still paying the highest now in the market. Let me now bring it down to maybe, let's say, 2% now. So from here you can see that Access is giving dividend yield. Okay, this is dividend yield 10%. Is this 10%? No, no, no. Can't remember. Okay, this is dividend yield. No, dividend yield. Okay, I'm not too sure of what this is giving me now again. Okay, let me sort it and see. Because I don't think Access is 2%. Will Access be 2%? I doubt it. Let me go back to valuation overview. I'm not sure Access should be giving me 2% dividend yield, but that is just how to use the filter. So I've spent so much time on that. Then, and if I go to my Google sheet, let me show you what I'm looking at there, so that we can understand. Okay, so every time I update this, so when I update this, what you will see or what you will notice is that in this raw side. So this raw side, this is actually the volume for yesterday. This is the value for yesterday. This is the date. See, this is 16th. Then percentage change. So this is all that I copy. But here we calculate. Did it advance? If it advance, that means it what? It gained. If it decline, it lost. So did it break out? I've explained breakout before. Then average 20 days average. This one is ATR, average true range for 20 days. So uh this one this is the relative volume I was trying to explain the other time. So this relative volume is taking the volume of this stock, this one, with respect to the total volume for the day. So that is what that one track. Then okay, this is the sector. Then value, I just included this one recently because I want to know which one has higher value. Unusual volume is any stock that, let's say the total volume for that day is 100. Any stock that has 2% above. Do you understand? So it will come here. So if a particular stock takes 2% of the total volume for that day, then it will appear here. That's why you are seeing them here. So their volume is higher, more than 2%. This one can be more than 2%, just 2% above. Anyone that is 2% above, it will list here. 2% above. So here too, I've calculated anyone that is 2% above in value. So I'll calculate all the value, the total market value for that day that was traded. That's the turnover for the day. Then I will now compare it with the value in that particular stock. If the value in that particular stock is more than 2% of the total value for the market that day, it will come here, it will appear. That's why you see it there. Then let me now go and explain where the money flow is. This money flow, there's nothing too special about it. What I'm actually looking at is the rating. I want to see the rank. Which one has the highest volume? The one that has the highest volume now will be rank 1. So if I go down, I will see the stock that has the highest volume for that day. Which one is that? I think I saw it. Maybe this insurance company or so. Where is one? Oh, I think it's one insurance company like that. Okay. Oh, it was Zenith. So Zenith has the highest volume for yesterday, and it has the highest value for yesterday too. Look at what I'm saying. Oh. If it has the highest value, means that money entered into Access yesterday, seriously, and the volume was high. Assuming the volume was not high now, we say, okay, because the volume was not high, then okay, volume was high because volume was number one. But check the deals. In what number of transaction? It's only four deals that is showing here. I don't know why oh no, it's not four, it's rank four. I know it cannot be four. So the deals was rank four. So the deals were 1,844 deals, and it was 5 point something billion in value, 72 million in what? In volume. So how I used to interpret it, if there is so much volume and there's so much value, I see it as a retail trading that is taking place. I see so much deals, I see so much volume, and I see so much value. It's more like a retail trading day. But if I see so much value and I see few deals, especially these deals, if the deals are very few and I'm looking at deals now, I'm seeing deals of 100 and something, and the value is so much like this, I'll pay attention. The people that can buy that chunk of deal, they're actually big players. So that's why I now have this column again, average deal size. So this average deal size is just dividing the value divided by the number of deals. So on an average, this is 2.7 million each deal, and on average 2.7 million. So I will now go which one has the highest average deal size. This one is 1 billion, one deal. This is Presco. So the people that played in this stock for that day is what? They are big players. This one is also, no, this is not 1 billion. No. This is 1 million, sorry. So this is 1 million. And this one is 1.9 million. I'm looking for the one that is very, at times I will be seeing very big average deal. It's showing you that the people that played in that stock for that day, they are big players. So those are the little things that I look out for. Then after checking these ones, then I will now go to the chart and see, okay, this stock is looking attractive. Let's say Access is looking attractive. Then I'll now come here. Okay, what is happening to Access? Is it, no, I say Access. I wanted to say Zenith. So I will now check what is happening to Zenith. Okay, if this is happening at this level, oh, is a breakout. Not really a breakout, but it has bounced out off here. This was where I gave out the trade for Access, for Zenith. So it's bouncing now. It's going back for a retest of this high. So that's how I just use that particular tool as a lead indicator. That's the first thing I look out for. When I look at it, then I will now know, okay, which stock should I even come and check the chart? Because the charts are many. I can't be going through 140 something stock every time I want to analyze. So I want to filter it and see the one that should catch my attention. Then I will now go to the chart. I hope that is clear for Mr. Abayomi. I know you were the one that asked that question, so I said, let me just explain it in the class so that a lot of people will also benefit from it. Okay, so let's go to.
Very clear, sir.
All right, you're welcome. So let's go to what we have for today, and let's start from the All Share Index. So the All Share Index, how did it perform for the week, and how did it perform for yesterday? So I think yesterday, what do you say? Okay, sorry. I thought you were.
Sorry.
Okay. So all share index. Let's see what happened. So what happened? Continuation. We have breakout of this zone. We are going up. How far are we going? We don't know. We'll allow the market to decide for us. But for this month, it's a bullish month. So if the month close like this, next month, February, we are bullish again. If the February also break out, because we only need a breakout. When it breaks out of last month now, let me show you. It has broke out of December, so it's going up. If it closes like this, February, we wait for breakout again, but we are bullish. We are going to be bullish in February. And it break out again. Even if it doesn't break out, but it did not break the low or did not come into here. Even if it come into here, it's coming here. But I'm not seeing that happening. If it come in and range here now, February we buy. March also, we will analyze February. When February close, it will give us the direction for March. So that's how we trade. We actually trade, but we need the market to tell us where it's going before we trade. We don't assume that it's going up. No, I'll allow the market to first close. By the time it close, it will tell me where it's going. Okay. And last week closed bullish again. So what are we expecting this coming week? It's still going up. So if you are holding any stock, hold it tight. If you are thinking of looking for opportunity, let's look for opportunity and buy. And earnings coming. Oh, in the filter, I forgot. I wanted to show us how we can know which earnings for the week. Okay, upcoming earnings. So upcoming next day, next 5 days, this week, this month. Let me just say upcoming. So Unilever, I'm expecting their earnings by, let me remove this one. So Unilever, Okomu Oil, and Cadbury, I'm expecting their earnings this month. So when exactly is their earnings? So what you can do again, when you click the chart, it will show you when the earnings. See where you see this E is where the earnings is. Clicking on it, Wednesday, 28th. Should it be next week or upper week? Okay, I think it should be upper week. So Unilever, when is their earnings? Just click here. Monday 26. What's today's date? 17. That's upper Monday. Cadbury, when is their earnings? You see? So you click on it. Monday 26. So how do we now position for the earnings now? If the earnings surpasses market expectation, what do we expect? What do we expect? So that's how we use that earnings to actually trade. You see, the cup and handle that was telling us that anytime stock moves so fast like this and is now consolidating around the low, he wants to go back and test that high. So see, this cup is going back to this previous high. And if it breaks it, then that's a breakout and it continues. That's for Cadbury. Is there a sell there now? There's no sell. This is the most important bullish candle. So if you now want to trade it for their earnings and maybe you expect that they will come up with something very good that will surpass market expectation, okay, then you can now look for opportunity in that stock. So that is for earnings. Just close it. When you cancel it, every filter is removed. So you can see all your stock again, 142. Okay. So Osha Index, fantastic. We are still bullish. No panic. So let me take your question now and they be coming. So most of the things we are going to look at, I think they should still be within. Where's the chart? Can I see chart now? Okay, I've seen the chart. All right. Today's date, okay, from today, Haradale. Okay, Haradale, I think Haradale lost some, shed some. Okay, we are still okay. I expect it because remember, I've already said this is the most important bullish candle. Let me use the other account. I think this account, I don't usually use it for, so that I can see my indicators. Remember why I said we may need multiple accounts because of the indicators. I don't want to be removing. I can only use two indicators, and at times I need to put like 3 or 4. So I'll open this account with one Gmail, put two indicators, another one, another two indicators. So I'll just be switching within the account. Haradale. So Haradale is still a hold. I expected that pullback. Why do I expect the pullback? Is actually the what? The most important bullish body. We need a close above here. So it has tested this the first time. It's pulling back. So after pulling back, what do you expect? It's still, in fact, it's still continuation. In fact, this is a continuation pattern. You know why? Anytime I see it has tested this opening and became a red candle, the following candle now became what? A bullish candle with a body. Remember what I said about wick and a body. So after this week, Price went up and came back. They rejected it the first time. That was what formed this red. Then the first following week now form small body beside it. Next week is going to be up. So if you have it, just hold it. I have it, I'm holding it. So it's going up. There's nothing to panic about. In fact, for me to see this red candle, the sellers try to push it back, but the buyers has taken over by this candle last week. And it's also a higher high. This high is higher than this high. There's no pullback. Before we can envisage any reversal or anything, we need a pullback. No pullback. These things are having higher high. And when you are having higher high, we are going up. Okay, so that is for Haradel. Let's look at Boa Cement. Boa Cement. Okay, so Boa Cement is about to break out of that most important bullish candle, but it's not yet closed. So Boa Cement is still a hold. If you look at it on the weekly, what happened? It was a gap. So we cannot really see this, except if I want to change it to Akinachi so that it can help me fill those gaps. And if it fills those gaps, what are we seeing now? This is higher high, higher high. So this is the most important bullish candle here. So for this stock now, for me to think that it will come back down, it has to close below here. And now it's almost closing above here. So if this happens, that's a breakout. So when a breakout happens, we don't know how far it can go. We don't know. If I can break out and continue to go and ask MTN, go and ask First Bank, go and ask which other stock broke out and was going. Go and ask Ella Lake that just broke out. In fact, they will surpass your expectation. So what are we advised when the stock break out like that? Maybe you now wait for the month to close. After the month closed, then wait for another month. Then how far it will go, we cannot say. You cannot tell. This stock can go as far as 300 naira. So just hold your stock. It's a good hold at that price. So Boa, and thank God, is even showing us that he wants to continue. Boa Food. So Boa Food also, what's happening? Continuation. Nothing really happened. In fact, last week there was still flat. So if you want to hold it, our advice is that you still hold it. This stock is just flat. So what are we expecting? The next candle that it should go up. And if you look at the most important bullish body, is still here. So anything, if this stock should come inside here, you see it around 700, jump on it. For this month, jump on it because we are still inside that bullish most important candle. So CAP, okay, so I like this pattern because after this red candle that closes below this body, you now see a bullish candle close above it. If the month should close like this, it's a continuation. Look at it, has been doing that since. I think it's very particular to this stock. After this sell body, we go up. After this sell body, we go up. So we have another sell body is going up. So that's a pattern that we can see that is very, very clear in this particular stock. So if you have it, it's a hold. But do you want to buy it? If you want to buy it, I will not advise you to buy here. Wait for this month to close and know where the price is going. So if the month closes, then look for entry around here. You can get entry around the close inside this base. Because by that time, this candle would have been a breakout candle. This will be my most important candle because this high has still not break this high. And this was the ceiling before, the roof. It has turned to floor. So when price is falling, it's going to find support on this place. So that's how it's going to play out if everything remains the same. Not that they will now come up with one funny one funny result that will break every support that we are seeing. Because fundamentals always, especially when is a strong fundamentals, always break all these things at times. Doesn't hold. So Dangote Cement, Dangote Cement. Hold your Dangote Cement. We are still about to break out of that level. Is you see, this stopped here. So hold your stock. Hold your stock. Hold your stock. We don't know how far it will go, but by the time the month of January closes, then I will know. If the month of January closes and form a small bullish candle here, then people can come in fresh and enter here, because at that level it has broken here and it will turn this place to support. So the price of 600 naira will now become a support, so that you can buy from and take it back up. So that's what will happen. But we need to wait for this candle to close. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the 3 months. Yes, so we need to wait for this month to close. I think it's better analyzed on the 3 months. The stock doesn't really have much volume, so I'm looking at, okay, so what we are waiting for, if this is going to play out on the monthly, let me delete all this. So if it's going to play out on the monthly, we have one bullish candle here, most important bullish candle here. Then this one now is the second most important bullish candle. So I need the month of January or any month to first, if the month of January can close above here, it will give me confidence that it has already broken out. It's a very clear signal that it has broken out. But better still, if you want to be very conservative, then you want to wait for it to close above 679. So, but for me, if it should close above 662 naira, then I'll take it as bullish breakout. So we need to still pay attention to it and watch the stock. That's for Dangote Cement. And this stock is actually a long-term play. I don't think somebody will be thinking of selling this. As you all know, construction, we need cement. Okay. All right. See what I said about breakout. Imagine this was where we were analyzing this stock when it closed above this most important bullish candle. Let me show you. Immediately I see a close above here, I know it was a breakout. This candle here, the month of November, it was a breakout. This one also going. Now see this big candle. It just jump up. So if you were if you were panicking and looking at the weekly, maybe you would have come out here at 5 naira 80 kobo and look at where it got to 8 naira. So what I used to recommend, hold it for 1 week, 1 month rather. Immediately you see a breakout, hold it till the end of the month, or just have it in mind that this is a monthly stuff. So you would have ride it to like 90 naira, 9 naira. This small pullback is just a small pullback. On the weekly, no pullback. I'm just saying week. On the daily, what did you see? No pullback. There is opposite candle but no pullback, because yesterday candle is higher than this. So this is like higher high. This high is higher than this high. So there's no pullback. So on Monday again, we now pay attention to it, because on Monday it can go back up and start. If by Monday we just see a bullish candle like this, then it's most likely going to hit back this high. You just hold it back to 9 naira. If you see a bullish candle on Monday, if it closes like that, then where should you even look for entry? If you are looking for entry, aggressive entry, if you can get it inside here. But me, I don't like buying like this anyway. I would have prefer for the month to close. So if you are looking for entry in this stock, wait for the end of the month. But if you have this stock and you did not sell at around 9 naira, then this coming week you should be able to sell at 9 naira, because we did not have a pullback. This has been higher high, higher high, higher high, even though it's an opposite candle, but it's still a higher high. So it's a continuation pattern. Hold your stock back to that high, then watch price action around that level. Let's look at MTN. Okay, MTN gap down. So on the weekly, what did you see? Just a retracement of this body. Check it on the monthly. So we hold it till the end of the month. Then we know what he wants to do because already is a breakout. So if the month close like this, February is up because you cannot have a breakout of this most important bullish candle. The worst that will happen is that it will pull back into this place and we buy from here. So if you are considering buying MTN, maybe from next month, if you see around 500 naira, fine. The closer you buy it, the closer to 500 naira you buy it, the better for MTN. And if you look at the other accounts, you will be seeing fair value gap where we can pick entry from. Let's see MTN. Oh, see where we should have picked entry from for MTN. So let me say this, if you were here or you were lucky to still be holding your MTN since the time I gave this trade out around 2024 October, November, here, let's say you bought MTN around here now, around 190, 200 naira. I don't think you should be considering selling now again because this stock has turned to a long-term trade that you should just sit down, pitch your tent there, and be collecting dividend. That's my own take anyway. If you have bought MTN around 200 naira, around this price, there's no need for you to be looking for you want to sell again because already you are like this stock is close to 600 naira, 200 naira. Yes, what is their dividend? What should we expect? Let me even check that one. Then it will now give us a clue. So what is 12%? So earnings payout. Okay, 12%. That's the payout. Any dividend payout. That's 12%. So are they paying dividend? Let me check. MTN. This stock, I know they were in losses, but now that they're in profit, they pay 5 naira or so the last time. Where's my dividend this thing again now? Earnings. Okay, last payment 5 naira. Yes, this is it. So dividend yield is less than 1%. So you should now think of it whether you want to hold it. Because if the dividend yield is, they need to grow this. If they don't grow it, then this price does not justify the company. But people are seeing it as a long-term trade anyway. That know-how, MTN has come to stay. 5G. There's no way you will talk, you will not use data and so on and so forth. If you are that kind of an investor, so you just consider holding your MTN and not think of selling. So that is that for MTN. Let's look at this stock. After MTN, I have NACO here. Okay, for NACO, I said NACO. Did I say you can buy? NACO should have been a very good entry around here. But as it is now, NACO is like in the middle point. It's going up, but my problem is with the entry. If you can get discount, especially if you can get entry inside here, I would have preferred that because it would have been a less risky trade if you can get entry inside this most important bullish candle here. And is it possible? Well, it should be possible. So what you should do is that you should be looking for entry inside here. Anything below 100 naira, 100 naira, between 100 naira, 95, 94. Here, if you can get entry inside here, That would be fantastic for you. But entry at this level is high. But if you're afraid of missing out, then buy some here. Then if it comes down lower, better you buy more. But if it doesn't come down lower, then you just take the little that you bought. In that way, you have reduced risk. And risk in trading is number one. In fact, you need to understand how to manage your risk in the market.
I mean.
So, Okomu Hoi, Wapco, Okomu, Okomu Hoi continuation, no entry is a hold. Hold it till the end of the month and let's see what happens. So you see what is happening now. When it was red like this, me I wouldn't have even tell you to buy here because it's too close to the tip. The risk is very high. If you look at it on the 3 month now, okay, even on the 3 months you can say okay, this body here, I would have loved to buy it around maybe 900 or 1000, but this 1002 is high for me. But if you have it, you can hold it. You can just hold it. And their earnings is coming up 28th of January. Let's look at what they are even paying as dividend. 95% payout ratio. This is the payout ratio that if they this is their payout ratio. Dividend yield 5% with current price. That's good. It's even better than MTN. So let's now go down and see what's their last X dividend date. That's November 3rd. Last payment date November 14th. Last payment 10 naira. How can they pay 10 naira last payment? And the stock is at 1000 something. And the dividend yield will now be 5%. I don't really understand this one again now. I don't understand this one. So those are just the thing that you look out for in that stock. So WAPCO, okay, WAPCO still a hold on the monthly. It's just about to break out. We analyzed it last week, so it's about to break out. If it can close above there, then we have a breakout. Fantastic one, very fantastic one. See the hop is recovering from down. This is where I like to buy stock. But my challenge then was when I buy here, I will now sell here because I didn't know that price will ever come this far. But now I've learned that I should pay attention to the monthly. So I'll wait for the monthly to close, confirm it on the 3 months, and that is how we roll. So for WAPCO, hold your stock. No entry for now. Wait for the month to close. It's a breakout, so we don't know if it can still pull back. If it can pull back into this level, then we or back here. But the most important bullish candle here now is this candle. So if that is the candle, if this candle should close bullish like this, then the breakout candle will be here, will be this one. But it has not closed, and we are not to assume that it's going to close like this. We need to wait for it to close. So by the time it closes, it's confirmed that it has turned this place to support. Any stock, any price that come there to 130, 120, anything here is a buy. It's a buy, it's a fantastic buy because it has already told you that this is a bullish continuation or a breakout candle. Sovereign, this sovereign, I don't know what is happening there. That volume was just piling up and the value was still very, very. Did I buy this stock? I think I bought. Yes, I was able to get this stock around. Can't remember. Okay, let me see if I can quickly log in. It's not going to take my time. I think I bought that stock around. Okay. My entry price should be uh I want to reduce this holding self. It's getting too much. Okay, sovereign. It's not even here. I will see it from my trade history. Okay, I was able to get it at 3 naira 50. So if I get it at 3 naira 50, so I just bought some. If it comes down lower, fine. But let me just buy some. If it comes down lower, fine. If it can come down to maybe 2 naira or 3 naira self, that's good. If the month should close like this, then it's still weak because it has not shown me sign that it wants to continue. It can still come down. That's what it means. But if the month can close and close above here, then we have a good stock. That would be a breakout and it will continue going higher. So that is that. Just make sure that you understand how to price and look for discount in the market. Don't just come to the market and buy at any price. Before I buy, I will first look at the chart and I will now look at what price people are quoting. People that wants to buy, how much are they quoting? If I'm desperate and I want to quickly get, I may quote maybe the second or the first or the second. Just buy some there. Then now go down, maybe like 6, 7, and place another trade order. Then go down again and place another order. When the first one is filled, if the second one is filled, I can go and cancel the third one and replace. So you just continue to change your entry like that till you get a very good average entry. Okay, because every time if there is a trade, they will notify. I will see SMS. Even if I
Okay,
don't see
okay.
SMS, I will see what's it called? Email. So that email always come. The SMS might come later in the evening, but that email is instant. Immediately your trade goes through. So which other one? That's for sovereign. So I don't know what is happening. I think they said they just appointed another. I think I saw it somewhere that they appointed maybe a new director. Or is it not this stock? Okay, let's go to NGX. Okay, NGX Group is still a continuation pattern. Wow, wow, wow. You see what I'm saying about this monthly? This monthly is a lifesaver. See the monthly Bulls Village candle. If I tell you the story about this stock, I was trading this stock when it was here, and I sold here. And see, see what the market did after. That is the life of a trader. That is the life of a trader. Okay, so let's check another one. Which one is next now? Vitafoam. So for this one, it's still a hold. Hold it till the end of the month and let's see what happens. So let's check Vitafoam. Sorry, that was network. Okay, so you now see that this is a breakout already. This is a breakout. So what do we expect? So expect it to keep going higher. But how high it will go, that's what we don't know. Except we want to now project. And that projection sometimes it doesn't give us accurate reading. I can project by this or project by using your pivot. Pivot point will also help. So if it breaks here, we go here, breaks here, we go here. But we just observe. Let's just observe. I don't want to complicate this. This is not training class. This is application class. So there are some tools that I may not use when we are training. I may want to introduce it to you so that you can know. But when we are actually practicing, in practice, you only use few things. That's how it is in every profession. They will teach you everything. But when you now get to practice, you now see that it's only few things they taught you that you end up using. So, and if you still want it, you can add pivot point. I don't want to remove my indicators. That's why I just want to leave it like that. So you just add your pivot point, then use the pivot point to take your profit. Or should I add it? Uh, I've already configured this thing. Let me just leave it. Next week I will add that one to project. Okay. Which other one? Which other one? Sovereign. Vitafoam. Vitafoam. What's happening in Vitafoam? It's a breakout. This should have been a good entry, but we missed it. So if you have it, it's a hold. It's a hold. How far are we going to hold it? It's what we don't know now. Okay, you know what I'll do? Let me remove. I've configured this thing. Let me remove it. Let me have my pivot point. Let me add pivot point so that I can be able to project. But even if anything is going to happen, you have to hold this stock till the end of the month. It's not time to say it's a breakout and it's still going. So hold it. Just look away from it for now. Just look away. No. Just look away. Let me traditional, yes. I use 3 months quarterly and reduce this thing. Don't need more than okay. So you now see you can go as far as maybe 137 or so you can keep going. Let me check the NGS again. You see? So for NGX, you see that we still have can still get here, can still get here, can still get here. So you can still hold it. You can still hold it. That's how far it can go. Let me go back and put my fair value gap FVG. I'm liking that fair value gap now. The thing is that I don't know the one that I use again. That is it. Cannot remember the one I use again. Just a minute, please. FVG. Maybe it's this. Okay, I think it's this, but I need to go and readjust my configuration. So that is just how it is. Which other one? Bagger paint, UCAP. Bagger paint. Breakout. You see what happened? This is a breakout. It's just a hold. The most important bullish candle now is this. So bagger paint is a hold. Just hold it. Except you feel that you make some profit. Maybe you bought around here and you are thinking of selling. And you are thinking this is their dividend payout ratio. This is this payout. This is earnings. So they are paying like 30% of their earnings. Then what again do we have? Last payment was 40 kobo out of 55 naira. Now see that is very low. So you now consider putting the money somewhere else. Depends on you anyway. But for me, this is not a sell now. If you are going to buy, you want to wait for a retracement back into it somewhere around here. Then you buy. UCAP. Okay, this is good. You see what is sending this price back? Is this fair value gap? I say is what is sending this stock back. So if it's able to close above here, good. So now if you can buy this stock as close as possible to 16 naira, it's still fine. Then where's my most important bullish candle? Let me look at it on the 3 months. Because so on the 3 months, this is it. We are currently trapped in that level. Okay. It went up, came back, came down, came up. So it's very tricky here. So what I will advise, if you can get it maybe from 17 naira, you can start taking your entry. If you can get it below here, fine. But if you don't want to miss it, current price is okay. This current price is okay. Buy some this month, then wait for what will happen. If it's able to close above here, then you have a good entry there. Because that's what we want. We want it to close above here. After closing above there, we now have another level to battle with, which is here. This most important bullish candle on the monthly. You see? This most important bullish candle on the monthly is sending it back. This fair value gap is sending it back. So two things here. So that's why I said it would have been better if this stock can pull back here. If you can pull back here, it will be better. That's a very good entry. But at this level, the risk reward is my concern, because you now need to risk it to somewhere around here, and you are now buying around here, and your first profit target will be somewhere around here. At least it will first hit that level. So you are risking 32% for 28%. So the lower the better. If you can come down low and come down around here, then you are risking 25% for 42%, which is going to be a better trade. Jay's Bank have checked that. Okomu, have I checked Okomu? I think so. I think yes. I think so. Yes, Okomu is a breakout. Boa Cement, I've checked that. Which one is better, MTN or Airtel? I think MTN is still better. Okay, let's check, because Airtel is way high. Airtel Africa. What's happening here? So, see what happened? That's Airtel for you. Airtel is 2000 plus. And it's already painting red on the. Okay. So what? We are looking at buying Airtel. If Airtel can come down to this place. This was the breakout candle. So this was the last bullish candle before this. So if you can get Airtel around 1900 or below 2000. Below 2000 is fine. But let's go and see what are they giving. Payout versus earnings. So last payment, they paid 43 naira. So they are paying 43 naira out of what you are paying now. That's 2,270. Let's now look at MTN. Okay, so MTN is a breakout. Earnings in 40 days. What did they pay? MTN is stingy. They pay 5 naira last. So it now depends on you. If you are thinking of maybe cash flow, dividend, what they will give, I think Airtel is still doing better than MTN from what I'm seeing here. So just go and do your due diligence. But for me, both of them, they are high up there. But for me, if you can get Airtel below 1000, below 2000, why? Because it's already getting tired, like he's about to pull back. MTN is not pulling back now, it's just going up, back, 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 back. We don't know how far it will go before it gets tired. But Airtel has shown sign that it's getting tired, want to relax. And if it's relaxing, what it means is that it will attract new traders, it will attract new investors. So if Airtel can dip around here, then it's a good buy. You buy here, although it's high, but you are getting discount. It has already gotten to that price, so there's higher chances that it can still get back to that price. But for MTN, it's getting to prices that it has not gotten before. So we don't know if it will continue or it will pull back. But this one has already told me that it has the potential of getting to maybe 2 naira, no, 2000 and let's say 2400. It has that potential. So if it now gives you discount to come to 2 naira, 2000 naira, so we have a chance that okay, we can still do that 400 again, and if it breaks out again, we start going up again. So that's how I would have approached this trade. Okay, I've seen CAP, I've seen Dangote Cement, Jay's Bank, MTN, NACO. I've seen all these ones. Okay, which one is better? Presco and Okomu. Presco and Okomu. Let me check. Okay, for Presco now, if it just broke out, so I won't tell you to go and buy this one now. You have to wait for the month to close. And if Presco is giving 38% out, last payment was 10 naira. Let's see what the Okomu will do. At what price? 1,600. Okay, this not wish. Uh, okay, 1,200. And it's giving what? Dividend, earnings retained. These people are paying almost and the same 10 naira. So if Okomu is paying 10 naira at this price and Presco is paying the same 10 naira at 1,600, me I would say Okomu is better because Okomu is still cheaper. Although all of them they are too high for me. These stocks are too high. I don't know how long you want to continue to hold it for them to give you back the what's it called? Give you back your investment in earnings in dividend. I don't know how long it will take, but it's a strong buy, written strong buy and everything. So if you want to consider, maybe you consider this, but try and look for discount. You can get it anywhere around 1,000 or 1,000 naira, below 1,000. You never can tell. Anything can happen in the market. When is their earnings? I think their earnings is close, or have they released any? They released one earnings estimated, okay, January 28th, it's still in 2028. Okay, still January 28th. So let's see what they will bring to the market. Which one? Yes, I've answered that also. So if you want to compare two stocks like that, then you need to now go and do more uh more findings about the company. Look at their consistency. So by now you should have the investing.com app. That investing.com app is very easy to use because it helps us to track the past performances. You can see their dividend history, their financial statements. For this, you just see a lot of things that you can check: their dividend history, their earnings history, their management, who are the director, who are the top investors. All this information will guide you. If the investors or the management or the management, they, if you trust them, maybe they have track record or so, then you can pitch your tent with them. Anybody that is buying all this stock for me now, all this stock of 1,800, 1,000, I don't think you are buying it for trading, because one, it's very difficult to move those stock. It's very, very difficult. Why? If you are moving there, if it is a stock of 10,000 naira, you need 100,000 units to move the price. So 100,000 units at 10 naira is actually what? 100,000 times 10. That's 1 million naira. So they actually need 1 million naira to move the price. So it's very easy to easily move that price. Now come and see this one that is already at maybe 2,000 naira. So 2,000 naira, and you need the same 100,000 units to move that kind of price. So to move that kind of stock, you now see that the volume, that the amount of money that is needed is not easily come by. So you should not be looking at maybe higher return, 50%, 20% that you are looking for. This kind of stock, you find it very difficult to deliver that kind of high returns, but they will be fairly stable. You don't expect the stock price to just be jumping anyhow because of the kind of value or the money that is needed to move the price. That is that. Any other question? I'm not seeing anything again. So is there any stock to watch for the week? I'm still looking at this. There's one bank that I bought. If my account has not logged out. I just saw that stock at a very good price. I know I gave it out. Even FCMB. FCMB also is okay. Sterling. This sterling again. I don't know, but I saw volume in that stock, and I saw that the the price was good. Sterling. Okay. Let me tell you what I was seeing that made me to buy. This stock was bouncing here on this. And if you look at it on the weekly, it closed very well. See where it closed. Although it did not close above this. I was waiting for it to close above here. You see, it tested it and pulled back. But the pullback is not much. The week here is more than the week here. So let's see how it will unfold this week. As soon as I was placing this trade, I know I dropped it on the group because I saw it was bouncing on this, my support. See, when the last time it was bouncing, go up, bouncing, go up. Now it's bouncing. I expect it to go up. And my fair value gap also, I think it's close by, okay, this is where it is on the monthly, but on the daily, I think you should see something. Okay, on the daily also, if you check it on the daily, you see that there is one here. I need to extend it. That's why I said I need to change my setting because I've touched it. So it's extended, you see where it was bouncing. So if you bounce and keep going, this is another fantastic trade that can deliver. Let's say we risk it to this level and you are still able to get your entry around here. Then first target should be here, 20%. So by the time I hit my 20% or thereabout, I'll take partial profit. And if it breaks out, I'll wait for the month to close. That would be maybe the end of February. Oh, that happens. And you see the trend line, this trend line, see it here. So it can still go as high as hitting back this trend line. It's like 40%. That's a good trade. That's for that. FCMB. Let me tell you one thing that happened in FCMB. If you want to consider it. Okay. So what happened? The same bouncing. I know I gave out this FCMB when it was here. It was struggling here seriously. So I was just saying, okay, let's see whether it will close below, but it did not close below. Lucky enough, the month closed bullish. But if you look at it, we are having too many weak here. That's my fear. That's number one fear. Number two, after this breakout on the weekly, what did I see? There was no pullback. If you notice these two candles now, it's not a pullback candle. This one is not a pullback. So this one has a higher high than this. So if it's coming down to this support, what it means that you will buy it back to this place. And if it's able to break this place, then you have a good trade. Then you have a good trade. Then you ride it. So opportunity will not always present itself as opportunity. It will not be too clear. So you are, as a trader, you just take it and now watch out for price action. Let the market now tell you what you actually want to do. Any other question? No other question. That will be all for tonight. So okay, I think I have some on my chart again. I've checked WAPO. So you can refer to the video. So until next week, where we meet again. So next week will be, let me check again. This month, these days, doesn't even relax. Okay, next week is 24th. All right. So we still have another week before the month will close. By the time the month closes, it will give us another clear picture of where the market is heading for the following month. That's February. Okay, so good night, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm sorry for the break in transmission network going up and down. So sorry about that. Thank you. All right, good night.